Hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Please invite your friends and let us have some good time together. Today we have a video of a very nice lady, and obviously she chose the right religion to convert to. You know, she went to Egypt and she Islamic countries, and maybe she met somebody there and he told her that Islam is a nice religion. Actually, I experienced many of those situations. In fact, I have a laptop, which is still I have. It's an old laptop now. It was a gift from a parents of a girl like her. She went to Egypt to study Arabic. And there, she met an Egyptian guy. And he started inviting her to his house, his family. She met his mother, nice people, etc. And then he convinced her that he is the right person to marry and she want to become a Muslim. Then the parents just contacted me, and I spoke to her first time, second time, third time, etc. At the end, she agreed that Islam is a very aggressive cult. And actually, this is why the parents, they decide to give me a gift. I said I don't want anything. They insisted and they sent me a laptop. How sad. Now here our friend, she is telling you about a good idea to do. I mean, it's the clear Quran review, why I love this English translation. Let us hear first what she like to say before we continue. And please don't forget to share the video with her, because we want her to see and understand, and we feel sorry for her. I'm not making fun of you, my friend, but I feel sorry for you.
Is that you have to make sure that you read a good English translation of the Quran.
You have to be sure. She discovered that you have to be sure you are reading a good English translation for the Quran. I mean, you have to be sure, my friend. Okay, let us try to be sure. I want to ask you a few questions, and I want you to tell me in the translation that you are saying it's wonderful. What they say to you about this, as an example. Chapter 2, verse number 230. That if your husband divorced you, you cannot remarry him, marry the same guy because you want to go back to your husband. If he divorced you 3 times, until you if a new husband. Here the Muslim, they translate for you, they says, that she, until she has married another husband. Is that true? This is what the verse saying. It says tankah. Tankah, they will say to you, it's mean to marry. Let us go to the hadith and see what Muhammad said. A woman, she is already married now. Okay, she married a new husband. Let us see what happened. If it says tankah mean to remarry or to if. And here you need to ask yourself, why in the world somebody have to go and sleep with a new husband in order to go back to the previous husband? They will say to you, oh, hold on, because this is a punishment from Allah to the husband, but he is the one who abused you, and now you are the one going to go in the bed, excuse my language, and do boom boom. Where is the wisdom? What about Allah says, hey Muslim man, if you divorce your wife 3 times, we will make somebody do boom boom to you. So now in order to go back to your husband, you have to sleep with a new man, and you are crying to go back, not to the husband, maybe not because he's good, already he is a bad person, but because you have a children. So look what Muhammad he said. If a man he divorced his wife thrice, then she married another man, okay, who also divorced her. The Prophet was asked if she could legally marry the first husband or not. The husband, he says, not. No, she cannot marry the first husband unless the second husband do boom boom. So this is what the word tankah mean. Unless she do tankah, not to marry. You see the lie in the translation? Unless she do tankah, which means to F. Now, if the Muslim, they want to say to us, well, this is a lie, this is your Prophet explaining the verse. Hello? She cannot, this is what the verse is saying, she cannot go back to the previous husband unless she do tankah. What tankah mean? Sexual intercourse. And we have a story of a woman who her husband, he did beat her because she married him, and now she don't want to do boom boom with him because she did marry him to go back to the previous husband. So what the Prophet said to her, if you think you can go back to the previous husband, you are mistaken. You can only after you do boom boom with this guy. And here the story where the woman, she came to Muhammad, to Aisha, and Aisha, she witnessed that the woman, she was wearing a green veil and her skin was greener. Her husband, he did beat her until her skin was greener. And what the Prophet, he said? Nothing. He said to her, you are a liar, you are stupid. You know, if you think that you can go back to your husband before doing boom boom, you are mistaken. You have to do nikah first. So now she is married. So if nikah mean marriage, already she is married. No, nikah does not mean marriage. So here it says, Aisha, she said, I have not seen any women suffering as much as a believing women. That's mean Aisha witnessing that in her time, this is the best, the golden time of Islam. The Prophet is there to be a judge, imagine. Yet Aisha, she is witnessing that the most ugly time is when Muhammad was there. Women are suffering. And Muhammad taking side with the Muslim women, sorry, with the Muslim man who did beat his wife. And then he said to her at the end, listen, female Muslima, listen, if your intention to go back to your previous husband, then you should know that he is unlawful for you unless he do nikah to you. Do you see it? Do you see it? So what they say to you about this verse, and tell me your wisdom. What kind of a prophet he say to you, if you have a husband and he is a stupid and he divorced her 3 times, then you have to go and sleep with different, you call a friend, hey my friend, can you sleep with me for a day or night or 2 so I can go back to my previous husband and meet my children again? What is that? And if Muhammad don't want men to abuse the divorce, why he made it so easy? By just saying an attention, like just saying one word. And what the Muslim translation you have saying this to you, that you have to hate your parents. Chapter 58, verse number 22. I am curious to tell us, can you please read for us the translation you mentioned to us, how good it is? You will not find folk who believe in Allah and the last day, loving those who oppose Allah and His Messenger. Who are they? Now the Muslim, they will say to you, opposed. At that time, no, it says those who don't believe in Islam. Oppose, go and read the tafsir. Anyone who don't believe in Islam, he is an enemy of Allah. Even if they are their fathers, their mother, their sons, their children, their brother, their sisters. You will not find. Did you start hating your parents to be a good Muslim? What the translation they give you is saying about this verse. And by the way, we can change to you any translation you want, because I agree with you. All Islamic translation is a fraud. All of them. Or what the Muslims, they say to you in the translation, in chapter 3, 4, as an example, I'm just showing you some. 4:34, where it says, beat your wife. Did they mention in the translation that you have to do 1 step, 2nd step, 3rd step? Does it say in the text 1st and 2nd? If you have that, Well, there's an easy way to find out if the word first and second and third is there. Just take the Arabic text and post it in Google, and you will find that all the addition is not there. There's no first and second and third, and there's no lightly. Beat them lightly. Well, the whole point is to make her subdued. So what lightly would do? You beat them until they obey you. What they said that to you? What do you think about beating you? You little you. Or maybe you enjoy it. You see, I assume that this is Muslim woman, she is enjoying very much the Islamic practice. I mean, you can tell. And now what they will say to you, those are extremists, this is Islam. What they will say to you, oh, we cannot beat women. What they will say to you? Oh, they will say to you, those people don't present Islam because they are reading the Quran. Because they are reading the Quran. Like what the Quran says about beating. Let us see. No, brother or sisters, those Muslims don't present Islam, brother sisters. They got wrong understanding. This is not true. There is nowhere in Islam it says beat them, brother and sisters. We cannot do that. This is haram. The adulterer and the adulteress scourged each of them 100 stripes. So those are not Muslims who they are doing that. So what if your sister, she have a boyfriend? I'm assuming, I don't know, you're Canadian, American, I have no idea, and who care? And then she decide to go with you to an Islamic country. By the way, there's no Islamic countries exist no more. Thank God. Otherwise, you will see people beating the street all over. Only some places in the world they are practicing Islam. Why? Because Muslims themselves, they reject Islam. Islam is a disgusting cult. And you know, I have to be honest with you. This woman, she is enjoying Islam so much. I mean, if you look at her face, you can tell that how much she is lucky to be a Muslim. And look at this beast. He's screaming at her. And look at this face. How happy. I mean, I'm really convinced. Brothers and sisters, it's very important to find a good translation for the Quran. What is the good translation saying about beating a woman 100 times? What the good translation said to you? And for sure, we cannot talk about stoning to death, which Muhammad, he stole from the Jews. Because now the Muslims, they say to you, oh, you know that the Jews, they stone? Well, Muhammad the thief, he stole, you know. Jesus is the only one who said to them, if any of you is not a sinner, stone her. Hypocrite people. And why a man, he can beat the women, by the way? Oh, there is a logic about that. There's a lot of logic. There's a good logic. Men are in charge of women because Allah has made the one of them excel on other. Someone might say, well, in Christianity, the man is the leader of the house. You see, in Christianity, Jesus said clearly that the man have to be as Christ, who gave himself to the church, and that is his wife. Which means the man, he is the Lord of the house, but not to abuse, but to serve. Jesus himself, he washed the feet of his disciples. And Jesus himself, he guides us that a good man is the man who do sacrifice himself, not the one who sacrifice his wife. In the Quran, it's giving us a very clear understanding of the idea of a Muslim woman. Men are in charge because Allah make men better, and because they spend money on you. This is the hooker mentality, that the woman is like a hooker, and because I paid her, then she have to do a service for me. So because they spend of their property, between two bracket, you see the Muslim translation, not me. I don't know in your translation what he said to you. What he said to you in your translation. It just, please read for us. Can you please read for us what they said to you in your translation, the one you like very much? You are very cute. So good women is obedience, guarding the secret, and Allah has guarded. As for those who you fear, they did not even do anything that you fear. They did not go rebellion. They did what rebellion? The Muslim, they said to you, what if she is cheating on you? You a liar? Here we go. The verse for cheating here. Actually, no. The verse for cheating for a married woman is stoning to death, and we can show it in the hadith. And actually, the verse used to be in the Quran, but sadly, the goat ate it, if you remember. As you see here, the verse of stoning and breastfeeding for adult. Oh, I don't want to talk about breastfeeding for adult. I hope you will not practice it, and you will never do that. I mean, have you ever heard of a more perverted prophet than this? Ordering Muslim women to give their breast to a stranger, and the purpose is so he can visit you, and he can associate with you. And by the way, if you don't believe me, you can go right now and search for fatwa for a breastfeeding. An Egyptian host, TV host, she asked a big sheikh in Egypt. She said to him, oh, are you saying I have to breastfeed everyone who work with me in the studio right now? He said, yes. He said, what about a person who go in the bus? A woman, she go in the bus or a train, she have to breastfeed? He said, yes. I'm really convinced. A breastfeeding for adult was in the Quran and the goat ate it? What kind of God? He come with such a teaching. And when the Muslims, they heard the fatwa, they went crazy. But they don't know that the Prophet is the one who made this decision, not the guy. The guy is just telling you what's in your book. So the verse of stoning and breastfeeding, stoning, yes, stoning women to death. For adult 10 times, it's not enough once. It's not enough 5. It's not enough 2. No, brother, they have to be 10 times. And then Allah abrogated those verses by 5 times. Okay, where we can find the verses in the Quran? They are gone. The one is 10 times and the one is 5 times is gone. I don't think the goat ate them. I think the one who ate them is the Muslims. I mean, come on, who believes this is a story of the goat? And don't you Muslim, you say the Quran preserved the brother? And then a goat is overcoming Allah? Humiliating Allah? The paper was under my pillow. When the messenger of Allah died, we were preoccupied with his death, and a tame sheep came and ate it. And this goat who ate the Quran, since then we could not find the Quran. I mean, okay, the goat ate the Quran. I thought the Muslim, they memorized the verses. The goat, she ate the papers. She did not eat your memory. So where is the verses of a breast? I have a challenge for the Muslims to recite for me the breastfeeding verse or verses. Because you know Muhammad, he repeat himself tons of time. There's no way he said it once. Can any Muslim recite the verses for us? Because if you are memorizing the Quran, you should be memorizing it since the time of Aisha.